Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Noise, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we were working on that. Trying to get more UU matter so that we can... is this off? No, this is... Why is this not working? Oh... That would be why. Okay, so we were trying to work to get more UU matter. We've got 162 millibuckets, which is not too bad. We've got 11 iridium ore over here, plus whatever we have. So we have 14. We need 50 more. That is like 6 buckets. 6 buckets. That's actually not that bad. But it is. We're a tenth of the way to the first bucket. That's disgusting. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be just powering this guy up. I'd like to use a kind of external system for this, just so that it doesn't drain our main power and thus all of our food and all that kind of fun stuff. So I guess before we do anything else, I didn't realize, one, let's do some research. And looks like we're gonna have to do some real quick IC2 stuff. Shouldn't be that bad. I've got some fuel rods. We need 14 of these. We have 2. So we're going to need, is it something like this, plus some copper plates and iron plates. I don't remember which order. I want to say it's iron and then copper. Yep. So that was easy enough. I'll probably go ahead and get some more copper plates later. But for now, that's good enough. We just double click, shift click, and that's working again. And same thing there. And that should be giving this a lot more power a lot quicker. We can turn this back on and no problem. The last thing to do is just throw all the quad fuel rods in there. We'll put this in here, and basically we're just gonna need to wait around and get some more stuff. I will deal with this later. Actually, let's go ahead and grab a stack while I have my hazmat suit on. Let's go ahead and grab a stack of uranium ore, and we'll get this processed. So yeah, as you can see, I went ahead and I made a whole bunch more of the solar panels. We have 7, I do believe. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. We need 1 more and we can get to the next tier, which is cool. I did harvest the ones from the tree farm, so the tree farm's off, but that's kind of whatever. Don't really care too much. We are getting a decent amount of plutonium, which is nice. And I should probably turn this guy on, because this guy is going to complain pretty soon if I don't. But I'm going to let that all process, and we will do our thing. So one other thing before we get into what I want to do today, and by the way, the only reason I haven't made the last solar panel is because we are waiting for this stuff, Electroteam. So once we get 3 stacks of that, which we're pretty close to that anyways, we'll be able to make the solar panel and go from there. So just kind of waiting around for that. But anyways, I was also doing a little bit of work with the bees, and Noble is done. Perfect. I'm not gonna worry about doing too much with this stuff right now, at least not on camera, but I just want to show off that I am in fact going to be getting the cultivated process in here for a while, just so that we can get a whole bunch of bees and all that kind of fun stuff. But today, the main thing that we're going to be doing, and I'll check these guys, so I'm trying to get the better tiers of stuff, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, the main thing that I want to do today is we're going to start getting into a little bit higher tech of Botania. And in order to do that, we're going to need some stuff and things and all that kind of fun stuff. But before we do that, this is directly below our altar up there. And what I want to do is I want to start adding a few stabilizers. Just so that anytime we need to do some, some like infusions, we can make it a little bit easier. So if this is the center, we want to go 5 and 5. So just going to do one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like this. And I have the builder's wand because we're going to use this to basically make put zombie heads. So how this will work, we want zombie heads basically everywhere. Unfortunately, we cannot place the zombie heads on anything else. Like, they have to be placed on solid blocks. And we're going to try our best to make a nice little area for infusions to happen. We kind of have to do it this way just because of the nature of... I want these guys to all face the same direction as well if I can. You almost did. But I can just do this. And my stomach gurgled very strangely. That means we need to go eat. Oh, and no, that's yeah, that's different. That's fine. Alright, so basically this is what we're going to be doing. I don't know if we're going to be doing any infusions today, so I don't know if this is all that important. But something that we're going to want to do sooner rather than later. Can I actually break? No? Okay. I was trying to see if I could get in there, but evidently not. And 2 more. We're just going to have to do one of these. Actually, I'm going to have to break these guys, which is fine. But I decided to go with zombie heads because I have so many. There's really no reason other than that. So we can hit that one at least. Can we hit? Cool. So there is a 5 by 5, and then we'll just continuously break down this little cube and put more skulls. So I'm not going to do all of this on camera, but basically what this will allow us to do is reduce the amount of bad things that happen when we infuse, which I don't know about you guys, but I like that idea of not having to deal with any negative effects if we can. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but it's better than nothing. So just something like this, and I should have plenty of skulls for this. It's just a matter of getting them all set up and all that fun stuff. So like I said, I will do the rest of that between episodes. I just kind of wanted to show off that we can. I had the stack of creeper heads. I know I said that zombie heads were a little bit more important, but doesn't really matter to me. We have plenty of heads either way, so who cares? But now, to actually get into what I want to do today, and there's a little bit of flux down there, just from where we had the negative effect, and that's from having bad sanity, essentially. Let me just clean that up real quick. So what I want to do today is pretty simple. We are going to start working towards getting Terrasteel. Now Terrasteel is... it's nasty to get because it requires half a mana pool of mana. So having this whole system to get a lot of mana relatively quickly is worth it. Now, in order to do this, we're going to need a bunch of runes. We're going to need one of each of the runes, actually. So let's get a little bit more living rock. We're going to need one of each of the basic runes. So rune of mana, rune of fire, water, air, all of those. Now, those aren't too bad to make, but the reason why we want Terrasteel is so that we can get to the Conjuration Catalyst. This guy, which requires some witchery stuff that is nasty. Null Catalyst, first one you make requires another star. So we're not going to do that until we can get this guy, which we can honestly do relatively soon. Once we set up the infusion a little bit safer, we can go ahead and do that. That's not a problem. And then we can duplicate Null Catalyst once we have one. And this is actually pretty simple. It just requires a decent amount of blood, a little bit of blood actually, and Magician's Blood Orb. So most of that's not too bad. Does this require a master? It probably does. Yeah. So that's something we have, I believe. Don't we have Master Blood Orb? Didn't we? Was this mod pack we were struggling to get it, or not? No, that was Agrarian Skies. So we have up to the Magicians. What's the Master Blood Orb require? Oh, an Eldritch Eye. Yeah, we haven't done that yet. But we don't have the research for that yet, so we can't make it. We'll get there though. That's not going to be too difficult, all things considered. And then once you have one Null Catalyst, you just duplicate them. That's all you do. So that being said, the Null Catalyst isn't too bad once we get to the point where we can summon withers and all that kind of fun stuff. The Focus Will requires Brew Flowing Spirit. That's a pain. That's going to be a couple episodes because we need Fanciful Thread for one, which comes from Wispy Cotton. But this also requires us to go to the Spirit World, and we have to do that in the Spirit World. So that's kind of a annoying thing. Everything else with it is pretty easy. The brew itself isn't that bad. It's just getting to that point is a pain. The Alchemy Catalyst, which we've already made one of these, we can make more. That's not a problem at all. And then, because the nice thing about most of this magic stuff is once you have an established kind of level, making duplicates of the stuff isn't that bad. But then we need the Natura Pylons, which requires 2 Terrasteel ingots. So there is 4 mana pools full. No, that's 2 mana pools full because we need 4 ingots. The Mana Pylon itself isn't that bad. Mana Steel, Eye of Ender, and then Ender Dew, which is just Ender Pearl and a Distillery. That's not bad at all. So other than the Terrasteel, this is easy. So let's work on the Terrasteel. In order to make the Terrasteel, we need the Terrasteel Agglomeration Plate. This requires some Lapis blocks, a block of Mana Steel. Those are both easy enough. And then the Fire, Air, Water, Earth, and Mana runes. So we have a Fire rune. We have an extra Fire rune. So let's get Water. So we're going to need, for each of these, 3 Mana Steel. Yes. So we're going to need 2 blocks and a little, which we have. So let's get the block. And we need 12. So first, I could use the runes we already have, but I kind of want to keep one of each of the runes, except for the mana rune. We don't necessarily need to keep that one. So let's throw 3 Mana Steel on here. And what else do we need? So this can go here. Fire goes there. Alright. So water needs fishing rod, sugarcane, bone meal. And we're also going to need all of the different shards. So water, air, earth, and balance. We have a balance. There's water. There's air. And we just need... We need the earth shard as well. Which... What is that from? Grass? Okay. That's not that bad. I even have a little bit of grass left over from trying to get something, but we can just go ahead and smash a couple pieces of grass. Shouldn't be a problem. We have a few left over from trying to get the hives. Getting more grass is not a problem at all, so we'll just get 7 and go ahead and do this. So yeah, easy enough to get more earth shards. So there is that. Now we need sugarcane, bone meal, and a fishing rod. So that all is pretty easy. There's that. Bone meal we'll get from over there. And sugarcane. I should probably start growing sugarcane again. But it's not something that I'm super concerned about, to be honest. So there's that, and then bone meal. Awesome. So I forgot to put this guy back. So easy enough. Once we have all of these, the rest of it is not that bad to do either. And the bone meal. I was like, what are we forgetting? So we just need something like this, and we'll get all of these runes. So while we're waiting for that, let's clean our inventory up a little bit. And what is needed for earth? So a mushroom, coal block, and piece of stone. Alright, so there's a piece of stone. We have any mushrooms lying around? We do. And 9? Yep, 9 coal. So there's that. The air requires feather, carpet, and string. Feather, carpet. We'll go grab string in a moment. And then mana requires quartz, pearl, and diamond. Okay, so diamond, quartz, and the pearl and the string are both over here. Awesome, so we have everything we need. Whoa. So there is water runes. And while we're waiting for that, we just pop those in there. And we can start working on getting the rest of the stuff. So, this does take a little bit of time to do, but it's not that bad. So, once we have all these runes, basically what we're going to need to do is have an area, honestly right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Pick up these cobblestone, and I've got to remember what's the order. It is, I believe, like so. And then we're going to need 7 blocks, so we're going to need a stack of lapis. 7 blocks of lapis, which is not that bad to do. Like I said, it's basically just a stack. And we can make the system, hook it all up and everything. So the last thing I want to see is how bad would it be to get a spark? You know what, let's just harvest the one from, let's just recycle, I guess, not harvest. Let's go ahead and recycle the one from the other mana pool, the one with the alchemy catalyst, because this isn't working for us. So there's the air, and leave air like so. And then we do lapis, 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 lapis with living rock in the center. And we make this nice little pattern. And what happens is once we have the terrestrial agglomeration plate, we just put it in the center and we make Terrasteel. There is the mana, and there is the terrestrial agglomeration plate. Awesome. Now we put this down, put a spark on top of it. Use a spark. You can use mana spreaders for this. Don't. Your items will despawn by the time it gets enough mana. Terrasteel requires, again, half a mana pool full of mana in order to create. Now we're also going to need to use Ender Pearl, Mana Steel, and we're also going to need a diamond. So we should probably get a little bit more steel. I'll worry about that later, honestly. We have a lot of stuff. I really need to hook this guy up to the main system, which I could probably just put a line underneath here and be fine. But we're gonna want eventually 4 pieces. So let's grab, I don't know, half a stack of steel. 20. 20's half a stack. Half a stack is good. And we will grab, we have plenty of mana pearls over there. We're gonna grab some more food. Can I get like 2 stacks? Because that would be good. How's this doing, by the way? Just fine. Awesome. We just need to get more stuff over there, but as long as this doesn't fill up, shouldn't have too much of a problem. How much do we have right here? Enough. Okay. So I just need to get more onions. And honestly figure out something to do with the tofu. I can always use the tofu to make a ton more culinary generators, which is not a bad idea. So we do that, and we do that, and throw those in there, throw those in there, and while we're over here, we go ahead and put half a stack of each. And then in here we'll just set a stack of the food, and we can make our first piece of Terrasteel. So all you have to do is on this terrestrial agglomeration plate, throw a mana pearl, mana steel, and mana diamond, and it will go ahead and start doing its thing. Like I said, this takes a lot of power, mana that is, and eventually we might want to actually automate. It doesn't take that much. Okay, so the recipe is different. How much does it actually use? Looks like mana steel is a lot cheaper in this mod pack. Is it only a fourth? No, it's still a half. Okay. Now here's the thing. We're going to want a lot more than that, because this Conjuration Catalyst, we're also going to want some of these Natura pylons. What we're going to want them for is making the portal to Alfheim. Now, we can go ahead and start working towards that a little bit. We have Terrasteel now. That is awesome. That's actually really nice. Let's see. Mana diamonds, and then we'll have, yeah, something like that. So if we look at our Alexa Britannia, real quick, we can make the portal Alfheim. This requires a lot of stuff, though. In order to make the gateway core, we need Terrasteel, we need Soul of the World, Ender Dew, Magician's Blood Orb, and a Primal Charm. That's not that bad. The Natura pylons we've been looking at, and I believe the Glimmering Living Wood. How bad is that? Glimmering Living Wood is not that bad. We're gonna need 3 pieces of that. Yeah, so that's a bit of bit more Terrasteel. So we're going to need a lot of Terrasteel for this. How much do we have mana-wise right now? Yeah, we don't have enough. So this is going to take some time to do its thing, which is fine. While we are waiting for it to finish up, we can go ahead and get more stuff. So what we need to do, we need to go ahead and we're going to need some of these Natura pylons. So let's go ahead and get some Enderdew. You know what? Let's just grab one of these guys. And it's just a distillery recipe. We just throw it in here and it will start working. No problem. So that part at least is really easy. But we are going to need this focus will. So let's go ahead and start working towards getting to the spirit world. We're not going to go to the spirit world today. We'll probably do that next time. Or we could do the Elven Gateway Core, which will allow us to do some more better stuff, some more interesting stuff with Britannia. Is there anything directly underneath the Britannia area? No. Alright, so we can put batteries and stuff down there. We can even put the portal down there, which is probably what we'll do. The portal is not one that you go through. It is actually just one you throw items into. It exchanges items based on what you can do. One of the things you can get from that is Elementium, which is kind of nice stuff. Useful stuff, definitely. But the main thing that you want it for is the Elven Mana Spreaders, which are faster. So we use them for these guys. And we could potentially put two more of these Gorgamillis and not have to worry as much about overflooding these guys with mana. So basically it would use up all the mana, and we could potentially even make it go no, we can't make it go faster, I don't think. Maybe you could, but it doesn't really matter too much to me right now. But just kind of the basic idea is we upgrade all of these guys, and then we can start working on getting more mana production, start storing it, because we can also get through the Elven Gateway Spark Augments, which these guys are really, really useful. They do require imbued slates, which is tier 3 altar. We have that. That's not a problem. But it requires pixie dust, which is mana pearls. By the way, the Elementium, let's just look at this. Can I see all the recipes? Yeah, so Living Wood becomes Dreamwood. 2 Mana Steel becomes Elementium. It is the vanilla, the vanilla Britannia. I say vanilla. It's unchanged from normal Britannia. Pixie Dust is Mana Pearls. Mana Diamonds give you Dragonstone. Quartz gives you Elven Quartz, which I don't know if we're ever going to need to use that. Excavation. If we want that, I guess. How about the blocks? Are we ever going to need those? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So that's not something that's important. Alf Glass, which is used to make better flasks for the brewery, which you've never really done. And then for some reason, just you can trade items. You can get Alfheim drones, which I don't know what they do. And then you can also get the arcane plinth, which is used to make to kill demons. So there's a lot of ways to do things to get all that stuff. So we'll have to look into that. But I think we're going to save the portal for later until I can get more mana. And honestly, I'll just let this run. I will make some more Terrasteel, and I'll just kind of do that manually as I go. So for the rest of the episode, let's actually go ahead and start making the potion that we need to get to the spirit world. In order to make that potion, we need to make, it is called the Brew of Sleeping. Now the Brew of Sleeping requires a kettle. I don't believe we have a kettle. if we do, it's not set up, and it doesn't look like we have it at all. So we're going to need to make a kettle. That should not be too bad. Shouldn't be. Mana-infused string, living wood, and cauldron. Yeah, that's pretty easy. And then the attuned stone. That's pretty easy. So let's grab a whiff of magic. We're going to need living wood twigs. That's pretty easy. And then some string. And a diamond. I really do need to get more diamonds. Something that I'll probably do. How bad is it to make the fortune upgrades? They require a diamond, but just some Invar and Electrum. Let's make like 4 of those. So we need 8. And like that much, and then just 2 sets of these. Doesn't this have some stuff? No. I left all that stuff in there. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. That was from when I was trying to get... What was it I was trying to get? I don't remember. Oh, by the way, I was going to say this and I kind of forgot. Did I put them in here? No. What did I do with them? I discovered something recently. So, as you see, I have rubber saplings. These aren't the IC2 rubber. So it turns out that if you take... do I have any more? Yes. Rubber tree seeds. This is something I recently learned. I've been watching Direwolf play, Direwolf 20 play through Infinity in a very old version of it, and I learned this. So the rubber seeds are actually a random chance. Some of them will give you the Industrial Craft, some will give you the Mine Factory Reloaded. So I didn't know that. I personally prefer these because you chop them instead of always having them around. So that is a good way to get rubber. Which, by the way, if you get the raw rubber from Mine Factory Reloaded, you can use that, one, to make torches, but the rubber bars, I believe, are equivalent for the most part. Yeah, they are the equivalent of the rubber. So if you look at this, it's like 3 pages there, and then 7 pages of IC2 and 3 of Shapeless. 7 pages and 3. So it seems to be equivalent, which is good. Good to know. We need a little bit more string than we have. We're also going to need some more diamonds. Let's go ahead and make the fortune upgrades. That was just something I learned. I wanted to mention. Yeah, just kind of, it's one of those really neat things. So let's separate those a little bit. All right, and let's. Yeah, 4 is fine. So that'll give us more stuff in general, but it will also give us hopefully more diamonds. But anyways, let's grab just a single diamond, and we're gonna need a little bit of string and a bucket of lava. Forgot about that part, but that is not an issue either. So 3 string. We'll grab a bucket. We'll get the lava, and we should be good to make the kettle. We also need a cauldron, but that's not that bad. So right here, just throw that stuff in there. And mana diamond with magic and lava. There's the attuned stone. How are we doing on? Not quite. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this, let this go. I'll probably put more food in there. I could honestly put a lot of the tofu. Might as well use it. It will burn it up, basically. I kind of forgot what I was doing. It'll burn it up, but it will be fine. We'll eventually get more mana out of it, so who cares? And honestly, the tofu isn't that useful anyways. So there is all that stuff, and all we need now is a couple pieces of living wood. and we should be able to make the kettle. So let's go ahead and do one of these. And I believe we need 4 pieces because I believe it only makes 1 twig. Yes. So that, and that. There we go. The kettle. So, much like the cauldron, the kettle is a, it needs to be heated. But the difference is we need to use glass bottles to extract whatever we get out of it. So, we put the fire. There we go. The kettle also allows you to do a little bit more, it's a little bit freer to do stuff. Basically, you don't have to do any specific order to get a brew. You just have to put the right ingredients in. So for the brew of sleeping, we need purified milk, whiff of magic. So whiff of magic, easy. Purified milk was pretty easy as well. It's just milk with an odor of purity and some more jars. So 1, 2, 3. We also have a whole bunch of Enderdew now, so that's really nice. I'm gonna put that in here. And the whiff of magic. Alright, we need a cookie, icy needle, and water artichoke. We have 1 icy needle. We're gonna need to get 1 water artichoke. We're gonna need to get to work with all of that stuff. The cookie should not be that bad, but then we also need the brew of love, which requires another whiff of magic. Lily pad, cocoa bean, water artichoke. Yes, we're gonna need to get some more stuff. But that shouldn't be too difficult, to be honest. We need something like this. Grab the water from that. If we matic this guy twice, we can put water there. And let's get the water artichoke. Now, I don't have any things over there. We'll also want to grab 1 more piece of dirt, matic it, crop sticks for the snowbow. So we'll get a bunch of bone meal, and we'll get to work on that. Now, we also need to go milk a cow. Which is easy enough, assuming they haven't all escaped. Where'd the other one go? Alright, so we might need to keep an eye on this cow, but we have milk. Eventually I will put them in a nice cage and, you know, do the whole rancher, get a whole bunch of milk type thing. But I'll worry about that later. So milk, odor of purity, whiff of magic. No, it is odor of purity. And that gives us purified milk and our bucket back. So we do need to get a lily pad, which we can get from vines. Do we have a lily pad? First of all, I don't believe we do. But vines is something we can get, which I'm surprised we don't already have. And then the other thing we need is cocoa beans. Alright, we need vines, and we need cocoa beans. Luckily, there's an easy way to get both of those. That is through, well, growing trees. Actually, there's vines right here. So, I need shears. Shears will be in here. Had to think for a second. But we just break one of these guys, and we get some vines. We have cocoa beans there from our sifting. I guess that is a thing, isn't it? And then we needed something else. Bone meal. Alright, and then we'll need 2 wheat, which again is not a problem. We should have some right in here. We have exactly 2 wheat. That's okay. There is the cookies. We will grow some more water artichokes. And icy needles. Cool. We're going to want icy needles for this whole thing. We'll get into that, like I said, probably next time. But let's get the brews done. So first things first, we are going to need water. We put water in there, and it will boil, much like everything else. We do need to throw the vines in there. We'll get a lily pad. Vines is something that we can grow pretty easily, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll put the rest of the cookies in there. Now the brew of love is... Okay, we're going to need more stuff. So let's get all the stuff organized. So we're going to need just one of the purified milks. Alright, and the water artichoke. We are going to need icy needle and the cookie, and then the brew of love. And the brew of love requires, with a magic, the lily pad, water artichoke. We're going to need golden carrot, poppy, and cocoa beans. Alright, I think I can handle all that. Carrots, poppies, we have plenty of, and then the cocoa beans. I had to think for a second. I'll just grab one here, and we have a little bit of gold in there, but it shouldn't be a problem. We'll do this. Golden carrot. And we will put this away. Awesome. So, we have everything we need. We just have to do it now. So the first thing we need to make is the brew of love, which basically you just come up here, you throw all this stuff in here, and you'll get some swirls. White swirls means good. When you see white swirls, right click it with your bottles. Now you can get 3 normally. All the brews will give you 3. But if you wear certain witchery stuff, you can get more. So there is a full set of witchery armor that you can use to basically just get more stuff. Now we just need to get more water in here. Now this does use altar power, I do believe. But I don't think it's much to get most of this stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. But let's throw this stuff in here. White swirls. We right click it. And we have 3 brews of sleeping. So we can now go to the spirit world. The thing about that though, the spirit world is kind of nasty. You leave your body. Your body stays here. You go to another world. And most likely we're going to get a nightmare the very first time we go. That's kind of predictable, I should say. It's typical. You will get a nightmare. But we can help fix that later. Now, the only thing that we will actually carry over with us is this icy needle. Endermen do not spawn in the spirit world, as far as I'm aware. So we'll kind of explore around the first time, and we need to get very specific things. The icy needle will travel with us, and what we can do is we can use that to wake up. And that will send us back here with certain things. There's only certain things that can travel back and forth. Icy needles, wispy cottons, and disturbed cotton. Everything else, and the brew of flowing spirit. Everything else cannot. Now, here's the other thing. I don't know what the area is going to look like, but we need to figure out a way to basically transport items. Ender chest is usually what I go for. Now, I know there is other ways. We might look into those as well. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Ender chests. Oh, but we have to use that version. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Unless we make it here. Because the vanilla version, the vanilla ender chest, I think, is disabled. One way to find out is to find Eye of Ender, and oh no, it's still there. Why didn't I see it? Maybe it is disabled? I mean, there's one way to find out. Ender pearls and blaze powder are very easy for me to come by. So let's see if we can make one. If we can, then we can make things a little bit easier for us, and yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear what we do. We have to get a good dream in order for me to want to do anything, and hopefully that happens relatively easily and quickly. So can we make... Okay, cool. So we can make ender chests. So what we can do, and there's a couple ways. One thing that is not... Okay, so we don't carry inventories, except there's certain things that do. One of the known ones is a knapsack, which we can make this, go there, die. You have to die in order for this to work. It drops it wherever you died, and then you just go back, and you'll get whatever you kept in the knapsack. So we might do that, put an ender chest in there. Honestly, the first time we go over to the spirit world will be kind of exploration, see what everything is, and try to get some of the disturbed cotton so that we can make a dream catcher. This is... what are they? Dreamweaver, sorry. It's essentially a dream catcher. We need this one, which is some tormented twine, which requires disturbed cotton. We're going to need quite a bit of disturbed cotton. We're going to need like 12. So our first nightmare, that is what we're going after. Once we get this, it gives us the opportunity to get more good dreams. It decreases the chance for bad dreams, for nightmares, and gives us a chance for good dreams. So that's the plan. And this isn't that bad to make. Splash potion of night vision and poison, easy enough. So that is going to be what we do next time. So let's real quick take a look at how this guy is going. We have 320 millibuckets. Not too bad. How about how much electrotine do we have? If we have close to the 3 stacks, we're getting there. So after next episode, we'll probably do some tech stuff. Let's grab a stack of copper to throw through the plate former. But yeah, so like I said, next time we're going to go to the spirit world and try to do more stuff. I'm going to make any more Terrasteel that we can, and we're going to get the brewed flowing spirit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!